YouTube is just so fun because I am literally sitting here talking to you about my garbage and you guys are like, yes, tell me more. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. But it's not just any garbage. It's beauty garbage. Over the last couple months, I put all of my beauty empties in this bag over here, and I honestly don't even know what's in here. But what I do know is that there's hair care, skin care, body care, even a little bit of makeup that I will be giving you all of my thoughts on and letting you know whether or not I will be repurchasing them or if I'm just going to leave them in the garbage. So I hope you guys are gonna enjoy it. Let's just jump right into it. Ooh. This is a good place to start. I've been dying to talk to you guys about these. So this is the Après Healthy Hair Shampoo and Healthy Hair Conditioner. And this is probably the most unique shampoo and conditioner combo I've ever tried. When I first tried this, like my first impressions, when I had this in my hair in the shower, I was like, oh, this is horrible. Like I absolutely hated it because the texture of both of these products were so different compared to shampoos and conditioners that I'm used to. The shampoo is super, super, super liquidy. Like it's essentially like water. When I first used it, it really threw me off and I honestly really didn't like it. And frankly, I still don't like the consistency of it because it's just not an easy consistency to work with in the shower. It really pours out very quickly from the tube because it's one of those like turny things that when you turn it open, it just like kind of pours out. And as soon as you twist it, because it's so thin, it just like pours out and you end up using so much more product than you need. And it just doesn't really lather quite as nicely as like a thicker shampoo does. And then the conditioner is very, very thin. And I am like a thick conditioner girl. Like I love a thick hair mask. And typically when you put conditioner in your hair, you can kind of feel it working right away. It kind of starts to make your hair feel soft. It starts to have a little bit more of a slip to it. But when I first put this conditioner in my hair, it didn't do that. It made it feel the same actually. When I came out of the shower the first time I used these, I was like, okay, this is gonna be the worst hair day ever. Like my hair is gonna feel like straw. But then I blow dried my hair and my hair was so soft, so shiny. That really bamboozled me because I thought that these were going to be horrible because my experience in the shower like wasn't that great. But it turns out that's just not the case. So my opinion still stands. I don't like the texture of the shampoo or conditioner. I do still prefer a thicker conditioner and I feel like the shampoo is just way too liquidy. But the results speak for themselves. And because the results are so good, I'm willing to look past like the weird texture and consistency of these products. And the coolest thing about these is that it's actually meant to make your hair dry quicker. And I read that on the little description on the back of the product. And when I read that, I was like, wait, what? Like, how is that even possible? But it literally makes your hair dry quicker. And I have a lot of hair. I have extensions in my hair. So if I were to just let my hair air dry, it would probably take like a solid hour. When I use these, it takes 15 minutes. And even when I'm blow drying it, it dries so much quicker. So I kind of love these. This just reminded me that I need to repurchase them. So I would definitely recommend them. I think that they are truly like a fantastic shampoo and conditioner. Like they really do make your hair feel and look incredible, but you will be thrown off by the texture of the product, but you just got to work with it. Because just know it's going to give you the results that you need. This is super random. This is a Lush body wash in Rose Jam. I've had this in my shower since the end of 2023. Yeah, this is a body wash. Like this is not even a big bottle of a body wash. There's no world in which this should have been in my shower for 2 years, but there's a reason for it. About 7 years ago, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, like I was Lush's #1 fan. You went into my shower, it was like a Lush store. I would go into Lush weekly, literally, because I was just so obsessed with their products and I loved their body washes. Sleepy, Honey I Wash the Kids, Rose Jam, Olive Branch. They were just so fun. They smelled so good and I really loved them. I loved them for a really long time. So in 2023, I literally walked into a Lush store for the first time in a really long time and I got really nostalgic. And I decided to buy Rose Jam because it was one of my favorites. And I really do love this scent. Rose with a little bit of vanilla. But whenever I would take a shower, I kind of never wanted to use this because the fragrance in this is so strong. And I just feel like I've grown out of my highly fragranced body wash era. Like there was a time where I wanted my body wash to give me perfume, but I no longer want that. I just want to smell clean and fresh. And my body wash needs to reflect that. I don't want it to be too overly perfumed. And I kind of find it just a little bit nauseating when they're too fragranced, and the Lush body washes are just very, very, very strong. That is why it took me 2 years to finish this tiny bottle of body wash. There's still even a tiny bit left, but I was like, you know what, at this point it's expired and I need to get this out of my shower. All that to say, I really do like the Lush body washes. They smell really good. If you love fragrance body washes, check them out. So yeah, will not be repurchasing. In contrast, a body wash that I absolutely do love, this is the You to the People Superfood and Niacinamide Body Cleanser. I feel like I've spoken about this quite a bit. This is a gorgeous body wash. The scent of this is really what makes me like this body wash as much as I do, frankly, because a body wash really just needs to clean my body. It needs to clean my body and it needs to not dry out my skin. As long as it does that, we're friends. There's notes of cedarwood, black pepper, and fresh greens. So it's a little bit woodsy, a little bit fresh. It has that like spa-like fragrance. I absolutely adore it. And this thing lasted me also for probably like 6 months. And I wasn't shy with this. Like I use this every single time I shower. And it's just so yummy. My boyfriend also really likes this. We do share a shower, so he likes to steal all my products, unfortunately. Another You to the People product, this is the 10% AHA Smoothing Body Scrub. This is a physical and chemical body exfoliator. So the actual like physical exfoliating part of this is quite fine and very scrubby. So it gives you a very satisfying scrub. Like when you put this on your body, you really feel like you are getting every inch of your body scrubbed. It's not missing even a centimeter because the scrubby particles are so tiny, so they just cover so much surface area, you know? And so you get a really good physical scrub with this, and you also get that 10% AHA, which is going to give you that chemical component, which is going to help smooth your skin even more. So if you have KP, really great to use a scrub that has both that physical and chemical. This is very similar to many of the other scrubs in the market, like the KP Bump Eraser from First Aid Beauty, the Naturium KP Body Mask Scrub, which is what I'm currently using. There's a lot out there, and they kind of all do same but different. This one I really do like, and I feel like this one stands apart because of the fragrance. Again, it's very similar to the body wash. It has a very similar scent. It's black pepper, ginger, and velvet woods. But because there's so many out there that really are so similar to this, I personally like to play with different ones, see if there's any others that, you know, might perform a little bit better. And just because trying out beauty products is part of my job, it's just kind of what I do. So I'm not going to be purchasing this right now, but I would definitely recommend it, and I will probably repurchase this sometime in the future because, like I said, I am currently using the Naturium one, which I do really like and is much less expensive. Got some cleansers here. They're both gel cleansers. I'm going to talk about them kind of in the same breath because I feel like they're good to compare to one another. This is the Drunk Elephant Bestie No. 9 Jelly Cleanser and the Dew Baptism Gentle Foaming Facial Gel Cleanser. So I've gone through like several Drunk Elephant jelly cleansers, and I don't know why I keep using them, because they really do dry out my skin quite a bit. Like it's not the best cleanser for my skin type. I do have dry skin, I have sensitive skin. Gel cleansers, generally speaking, are typically a little bit too intense for my skin type. For my cleanser, I typically like to go for something that's a little bit creamier. My skin just tends to like that a little bit more. And I don't hate the jelly cleanser, because if I did that, I wouldn't have used like multiple bottles of this, but it's just not my favorite for my skin type. I just feel like it is a little bit too drying for me, but it does get your skin clean. So if you have less sensitive skin and if you're maybe more on the oilier side, you might like this a little bit more than me. So I will not be bringing this back into my life. The Dew Cleanser, so good. So this is a gel cleanser that I don't find is stripping at all. I find my skin actually really likes it. It makes my skin feel really nice and clean, but it's gentle and it doesn't strip my skin. And I just feel like this is a really great cleanser. Like I really have been loving the Dew products in general. I've been trying out a lot of them and they all seem to be very well received by my skin. I will definitely be repurchasing this, and I will be bringing this back into my routine for sure because my skin just really liked it. I got 2 products from Alastin. Alastin has really become one of my favorite skincare brands. Alastin isn't really like the sexiest brand. Like there's not hot, fresh, cool products like launched every 2 seconds, but it is a good brand of skincare if you just want effective skincare, especially if you have sensitive skin. I've spoken about both of these multiple times, so I'm not gonna go on and on and on about them, but this is the Ultralight Moisturizer. It's my everyday moisturizer. I've gone through like several tubes of this already. I really wish they came out with like a jumbo size of this because I go through this so quickly. And I don't really know what to say about it other than it's just like a really great lightweight moisturizer that doesn't break me out and that makes my skin feel super hydrated. So I will be repurchasing this ASAP. And then the SPF, I mean, you guys know how much I love this stuff. This is more than just an SPF for me. It's like my everyday skin tint. And this isn't even meant to be a skin tint, but it is a tinted SPF. But this stuff has like an unexpected amount of coverage. So not only does this protect your skin because it's an SPF, it also evens out your skin tone, adds like the most gorgeous, hydrated glow to the skin, and it just makes your skin look amazing. Like every single time I put this on, no matter where my skin is at, like if it's super dry, if it's irritated, it doesn't matter. If I put this on my skin looks fantastic. And honestly, half of my skin tints in my collection couldn't even touch this. It's just so good. And it's like an added benefit that it's a sunscreen on top of it being truly a gorgeous skin tint, even though it's not really supposed to be like just a skin tint. It is also a mineral sunscreen and it doesn't break me out. And I can just rave about this all day. So we'll definitely be repurchasing this because this is a must for me. I use it almost every day. We got a cleansing oil. This is the Haru Haru Wonder Black Rice Moisture Deep Cleansing Oil. When it comes to a cleansing oil, I look for something that's going to break down my makeup, my SPF, that's also not going to leave an oily residue on my skin. Like that's the most important thing for me because I find the ones that do, even though I always go in with a water-based cleanser after an oil-based cleanser, I find that they'll sometimes break me out and I don't want anything that's going to really like stick on my skin. I want it to rinse away very clean. This does exactly that. It breaks down every morsel of makeup and SPF and whatever's on my skin super easily. And I love that the texture isn't super oily, even though it's an oil cleanser. Like it doesn't feel like you're rubbing oil all over your face. It feels almost more like a water oil hybrid. So it just completely rinses off the skin and it's also fairly affordable as well. So this is fantastic. And this also reminded me that I want to repurchase this and I will be. This is the Kerastase Chroma Absolute Green Mask. So this green mask will help counteract red undertones that are in your hair. If you have blonde hair, if you have light brown hair, if you have any hair color that's not dark brown, do not use this. It will dye your hair green. We don't want that. I don't want that for you. But if you have dark brown hair like mine and you have red undertones for maybe like a past dye job, I had red hair for 2 years, this is going to be your new best friend. So since going back to my brunette color from being a redhead, it's definitely been a little bit annoying because the red undertones come through so much. I mean, that was to be expected. My roots from here to here are my natural color, and then everything here down has a little bit of like a reddish tone to it. I don't dye my hair that often. I dye it maybe once every 3 months. And so this hair mask helps kind of keep those red tones at bay in between my coloring sessions. So I won't say that it completely gets rid of them, but it definitely helps quite a bit. And I definitely would highly, highly, highly recommend it if you're in the same boat as me. Again, just do not use this if you have blonde hair, please. We got another hair product. This is the Orbe Goldless Dry Heat Protection Spray. So you spray this in your hair before you heat style it when your hair is dry. So before you curl it or before you straighten it, or even before blow drying it when your hair is dry. So if you want to touch up your hair with a blow dryer, you can use a heat protector like this to help protect your hair. And it's supposed to help protect up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit or 232 Celsius. And I did really like this because I felt like it did more than just protect my hair. It also gave some shine to my hair, and I almost found like it gave a little bit of softness to my hair too. It's an aerosol, so it's a very, very fine spray, so it really doesn't weigh the hair down at all. A lot of dry heat protectors can sometimes like make your hair feel heavy or oily, and this doesn't do that. And it just gives like this nice shine to the hair along with also protecting your hair against heat. So I really liked it for that reason because it kind of gave me two benefits, and I will definitely be repurchasing this because it was very, very good. This is a little bit random. It's a deodorant, but it's actually a potted deodorant. This is a natural deodorant from a brand called Routine, and I picked this up kind of on a whim. I was at a health food store and I saw that they had this, and I was like, okay, kind of interesting. I'm curious to try this out, and honestly, very hard to get used to putting deodorant on with your fingers, because it's a cream, right? So you dip your fingers in and then you rub it underneath your underarms. And you wouldn't think that that would be strange because you put creams with your hands all over your body. So why is it when it comes to your underarms, does it get a little bit weird? I guess it's because I'm just so used to applying deodorants with like a stick. But it definitely did take a couple times for me to get used to like that, you know, it just kind of felt a little bit off. But besides that, the deodorant itself did actually work very well for me for quite a while. I felt like it stopped me from smelling bad, which is good. And then all of a sudden one day it stopped working. Don't know why, I don't know how. That kind of happens often with natural deodorant. Like it will work for a certain period of time and then it'll just stop working. And I find for me, like I need to switch my deodorants around constantly so that my body doesn't get used to any of them. And by the time it stopped working, I was already kind of finished it. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll just move on to something else. So that's where I'm at. So I don't think I'm going to repurchase this. It's just not my absolute favorite deodorant ever. There's other ones that I definitely prefer. And I got the Scent Superstar, which smelled really, really good. It's a little bit of like a stronger, almost like leathery, fresh fragrance. It's definitely very masculine. I would love to know how many of these I've gone through in my lifetime. This is the L'Occitane Milk Concentrate Smoothing and Beautifying Body Cream. I started using this like when I was maybe like 15 years old because I used to steal it from my mom. I would go into her bathroom and put this all over my body. And I've pretty much been using it ever since. But of course now I have my own tubs and I don't need to steal it from my mom anymore. This is just one of my favorite body moisturizers. It's the perfect texture. It has a gorgeous scent and it makes your skin feel so hydrated and so soft. The texture is not like super thick and balmy. It's definitely much thinner and it really like melts into the skin as soon as you start rubbing it in, and it makes your skin immediately feel so hydrated and it keeps your skin feeling hydrated. There's a little bit of nostalgia in this as well, which is probably why I keep going back to it, but it's just so, so good. So yes, I will be repurchasing it, and yes, I do recommend it. The Dermalogica Daily Microfoliant is another product that I've probably been using for over 10 years. This is the only physical exfoliator that I will use on my face because it is very, very, very gentle. It's a rice-based exfoliator, so it's super, super, super fine. It's gentle enough that you could use it every single day, and even if you have sensitive skin like me, you'll be okay. There's also rice enzymes in here, so what I like to do is I'll like massage on my face and get that physical exfoliation going, and then I'll let it sit for like 10 to 15 seconds to allow the enzymes to do their thing, and then when I rinse it off, my skin feels much smoother because of the physical exfoliation, but it also looks a little bit brighter. It's just a great product. I honestly could have recommended it more. I've been using it for a long time for a reason because it works so well, and it's truly the only physical exfoliator I will put on my face. The day has arrived. I finished my Baccarat Rouge 540. Well, there is like a teeny tiny little bit left. You'll see right at the bottom here, which I will be using, trust me. Don't worry about that, but I still wanted to include it in this empties because I'm like very close to being completely done. And I was dreading this day, frankly, because I fell in love with this perfume. I fell in love with it so much. It is my everyday perfume. I freaking love it. It is warm. It is sexy. It is delicious. I got it as a gift initially, and it's unfortunately a very expensive perfume, and I really don't want to have to repurchase it. Throughout my time wearing this, I was trying other perfumes that were supposed to be dupes for this, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't feel like any of them quite hit the same way as this. Like, this perfume lasts for so long. It will last for days and days and days and days on my clothes. Whereas other perfumes that I've tried that were supposed to be dupes for this, I didn't feel like they had the same lasting power. And the notes also just weren't really the same. Like it wasn't the same thing. This is my favorite perfume. I don't know how I'm not going to live without this, but yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. TBD. I'm going to be savoring these last few drops though. Just know that. These are the last products and the 3 makeup products that I finished. We have the Milk Makeup Kush High Roll Mascara, the L'Oreal Brow Lamination, and the Milk Kush Fiber Brow Gel. So very quickly, the Milk Kush High Roll Mascara. This is a tubing mascara, which is pretty much the main, if not the only reason why I use this, because I actually didn't love how it made my lashes look. I didn't feel like it did anything special for my lashes. I really just used it because it was a tubing mascara and I kind of wanted to just go through it because I started using it. I didn't want it to go to waste. So I actually would not recommend this. I feel like there are other and better tubing mascaras out there. The Brow Lamination from L'Oreal, it's really great if you want something that's strong hold, if you want something that's going to give you that like PC look to your brows, or even if you don't want that, you just want like something that's going to keep your brows in place. This is fantastic. It's from the drugstore and it works great. The Milk Kush Fiber Brow Gel, this is a product that I've been using also for like a really long time, and it kind of comes in and out of my collection. It's a gel that's going to set your brows, but it's also going to add some volume and like fibers to your brow. So it's going to give you a little bit more thickness, a little bit more color. For a brow gel like that, I do really like that. Right now, like what I'm liking for my brows, I'm not really going towards these guys. I'm going more towards like a clear brow gel. So as of right now, I'm not gonna be bringing this back into my collection, but I probably will at some point because it's a good product and I do really like it. And that is it, guys. That is all of my beauty trash. I really hope that you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you have any empties that you've recently finished? I would love to hear what they are. Thumbs up if you enjoyed today's video and subscribe if you want to see more from me. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.